Hello. Today we're going to look at drawing as a form of stress relief. Now, I don't consider myself a great drawer. In fact, I actually don't really consider myself much of an artist, but I am a creative person. And one of the things that I love about creativity is that you can stop what you're doing for just a moment and get into a repetitive motion, and you can draw, or you can create music, or you can create videos. So today, join me on this journey as I attempt to draw in a stress-free manner. So what we're going to do, I've got my handy-dandy pencil and a sketchbook. And rather than follow any sort of guide or anything like that, I actually grabbed a plant off of the shelf. And I'm just going to put it out here on the table. And I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes, and I'm going to just try to draw what I see on that plant. I hope that you attempt something like this. I think it is important to get out of our comfort zone, but it's also important to have a little bit of creativity. So let's give it a try. All right, and here we go. So the first thing that I really did was I put this pot in a place where it could have the natural light on one side, as well as a very defined shadow. Now, like I said, I'm only attempting to do this for 5 minutes, so I have no idea how deep I'm going to get, but it is what it is. Now, for me, art was always iffy. You see, my mother was an incredible artist, and I think I always wished that I could have the same abilities as her, and or maybe felt entitled to these abilities. And it was always sad when I would get my art projects back from my teacher and they were never as good as I anticipated. But it took me a long time, and I finally realized that a drawing can be very therapeutic, as well as something that is done for fun. It's a great hobby for that. So, ooh, that does not look good, but this is, I'm gonna redo that. Again, it's a great hobby, but it does lead to a lot of perfectionism. So I'm going to try to do as good as I can on this. I think it's this leaf that was slightly off. I think I had an art teacher once who used to tell me that drawing was a great way to understand a little bit more about you. And so it helps you see the world in a different light. It helps you see there's a lot that drawing does that benefit. And I think that's kind of a neat thing about hobbies, is it can help you see and understand the world a little bit different. So I also see that my 5-minute timer is not is going a lot faster than I anticipated. So there's another one right here. Now the 5-minute timer was really for myself, but I like the challenge because it does create a sense of urgency as you're going. So let's see, with a little under a minute left, how far can I get? We'll add rough. There's the darkness right here. Comes out this way. You know, it's funny. I'm sitting here talking about how drawing can be used to eliminate stress, and then I give myself this this challenge that is a little bit stressful to try to get everything done in a single go. So I would not recommend doing what I'm doing. As much fun as it is to challenge yourself, this whole drawing for the sake of drawing is more important than drawing for the sake of entertaining. And I am not a very good drawer. As my time winds down to 0, I just want to add a couple more things in here. Okay. 5 minutes, and this is how it turned out. It's not bad, but you know what it does, and here's what the plant looks like, at least from my view. So that's kind of what I was going for. So it's not bad. 5 minutes may be a little fast to actually feel like you get anything done, but also what it did was it got me out of my head. It got the perfectionism out of me once I realized that I was running out of time. So for that, I'm very grateful. And that's one of the things about being creative, especially these creative hobbies, is the forcing you to get out of your head, the forcing of you to see the world a different way, the forcing of you to produce something that you may not consider yourself like absolutely happy with, but you created something, you got something on paper, and it's very powerful. Again, I don't consider myself a great artist. If anything, I'm very mediocre at best, but what I do consider myself is somebody who understands the value of trying different things. And in all honesty, if we get so sucked into doing the same old and never expanding what we're trying to do and never attempting to do anything different, then we get sucked into kind of a rut, and it can be detrimental to ourselves as we're trying to move through or move beyond. So I'm going to challenge each of you to try something different. Try something creative. And if you're brave, try to do it for a short amount of time and see how that gets you out of your head and into the present. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week, and we will see you next time.